I'm yours. Baby, I'm yours. And I'll be yours until the stars fall from the sky. Yours until the rivers all run dry. In other words, until I die. Baby, I'm yours. Baby, I'm yours. And I'll be yours until the sun no longer shines. Yours until the poets run out of rhyme. In other words, I'm gonna stay by your side. Do my best to keep you satisfied. Nothing in the world could drive me away. Every day you'll hear me say, baby, I'm yours. Baby, I'm yours. And I'll be yours until 2 and 2 is 3. Yours until the mountain crumbles to the sea.
Beauty queen of only 18, she had some trouble with herself. He was always there to help her. She always belonged to someone else. I drove for miles and miles and wound up at your door. I've had you so many times, but somehow I want more. I don't mind spending every day out on your corner in the pouring rain. Look for the girl with the broken smile. Ask her if she wants to stay a while, and she will be loved, and she will be loved. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is older than the trees, younger than
Fabulous. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we start. Our couple have very politely requested you don't take photos or video during the ceremony. They have some exceptionally talented and good-looking people here today who are more than happy to do the job for you. And when they get their official photos back, they will see your lovely smiling faces rather than which phone you own. But on the subject of phones, if you have one with you, could it please be turned off or to silent? I know you haven't, you said you've emptied your pockets.
Yeah, I've got rid of it.
Those strains of Another One Bites the Dust ringing out is not the best tune at a wedding. They've also requested, please do not post photos of the bridal party on social networking sites before they themselves have done so. And again, I'm sure you'll respect that. Now, after the ceremony, you're going to be directed for a confetti shot. So just do what the photographers, your coordinators tell you to do, but a couple of little tips. If the confetti is in a packet, do please take it out of the packet before you throw it. You would be surprised. Also, don't take it out so soon that you then clench it in your hot, sticky little hands and it turns into an offensive missile. Try and keep it nice and loose. Throw it in an upward direction because as it flutters down, my photographer's nodding, it makes a much nicer photograph. But it also means they're not spitting it out for the rest of the day, which is an advantage. Okay, I think that's most of the nagging now. So, Scott, just face your guests for a moment. So here I have, ladies and gentlemen, a single man. Not for much longer. He doesn't know it, but I do, is he'd like a little bit of encouragement to send him on his way into married life. So let's hear it for your groom.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, nervous now.
And they've just earned their dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much,
Good
ladies and
start.
gentlemen. We'll just wait now till the bridal party are ready to join us. So just carry on. We might carry on a bit more singing from the lovely Melissa. Right, you can, as you were then to start with. Okay.
Yeah, I know I'm not.
This is your last chance.
I've got the keys. Let's go. We go now.
We need to get the beers.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you wouldn't even make it to there.
Do you not reckon?
No, I'm
Exactly.
sure.
I think Helen would tackle
I'm
me.
sure.
You
Yeah.
need one like us to vote.
Oh, right.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? Oh, sure.
Who's going to sleep?
Hey, Sammy.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've had the thumbs up. If you are able and it's comfortable for you to do so, could I ask you please to stand to welcome the bridal party? So first nod for your bridesmaids and then away. Second nod for your bride, who looks...
What's an upgrade?
Must be someone else.
What's an upgrade?
I paid for the extra this morning.
It's one of my most favourite songs. Okay, Scott, if you'd like to turn, your bridesmaids will be here in a minute. Just turn around.
Like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. Fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Hey, baby.
Come let me love you. Let me give my life to
Hey, you're
you.
missing.
Let me drown in your laughter. Let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you. Let me always be with you.
I know.
Let me love you. Come love me again.
No, people.
Okay, take the seat.
Yeah.
And now. Dad, you stay there. Gorgeous. So, ladies and gentlemen, apart from my 4 and a bit at the front, please be seated. Well, again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, celebrating their very special day. And we hope it will be a really happy and memorable day for you all, but especially for you two. However, before I continue with the ceremony, I have an important question for a very special gentleman, and that's not you at the moment, Scott. May I ask, who presents Gemma to be married to Scott today?
I do.
Thank you. Would you like to give your daughter a little kiss? Perhaps shake Scott's hand, wish him luck if you think he needs it.
He did say no giving back.
Lovely. Then if you'd like to take your seat, and the same for you. Would you like me to take those flowers for you, or are you going to let Maverick have them?
Yeah, it might entertain him.
Yeah, okay.
You go sit with Uncle Ra. Go sit with Uncle Ra. Avi?
There. So if you'd like to either give it to a bridesmaid or pop it on the table now, that's wonderful. Now you are actually getting married, so if you do want to hold hands or move nearer, I don't think anyone will object. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Scott and Gemma have found in each other happiness, fulfillment and love. And their relationship has been deepened and enriched by Maverick, who's looking fabulous as well today. Well, they now wish to affirm their relationship and to offer each other and Maverick the security that comes from legally binding vows, sincerely made and faithfully kept. Well, my name is Mary. I represent the registration service for West Northamptonshire Council, and it really is my privilege and my pleasure to conduct your ceremony today. My colleague is Stella, and as the registrar, it is her responsibility to witness your marriage, ensure everything is accurate on the schedule, that I get the legal words correct and you leave here married. Stella's the boss. However, before I can proceed with the wedding ceremony, I have to ask that if any person present knows of any lawful impediment why Scott and Gemma may not be joined in matrimony, then you should declare it now, despite the sneaky glares from the bride and groom. Now, I think you've chosen your guests pretty well. I think we're all right to go. So, Scott, could you please state for me your full name?
Scott Anthony Mumford.
Thank you. And Gemma, your full name?
Gemma Louise Bazone.
Thank you. Well, Scott and Gemma, before you are joined in matrimony, it is my duty to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows that you are about to make. Marriage, in this country, means the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life and to the exclusion of all others. But further, it is a special union to provide love, care, support, and friendship to each other throughout the joys and sometimes those challenges of life. So I'm now going to ask each of you in turn to declare that, to the best of your knowledge and belief, there is no lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. And as promised, Scott, I am starting with you. So if you could please repeat after me. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Scott Anthony Mumford,
where I, Scott Anthony Mumford,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Gemma Louise Bazone.
to Gemma Louise Bazone.
Perfect. Now your turn, Gemma. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
that any lawful impediment
why I, Gemma Louise Bazone,
why I, Gemma Louise Bazone,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Scott Anthony Mumford.
to Scott Anthony Mumford.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Scott and Gemma have chosen a reading they would like to share with you. So I'd like to invite Kate forward, who I believe is going to do this for us. Wherever you like. Lovely reading, beautifully delivered. Thank you so much, Kate. Well, marriage is a desire by two people to share themselves with each other. They share their strengths and their weaknesses, offering each other the mutual support that can only enhance all of life's experiences. And so, ladies and gentlemen, very swiftly, that special moment has arrived for Scott and Gemma to contract their marriage before you, their witnesses, families, and friends. These special words will join them together, both formally and publicly. And though you are all witnesses to this special occasion, we do have two specially chosen witnesses, and that's Samuel and Joanna. Could they just join us at the front, please?
Hello.
Just either side, or in fact, as things are, both of you can be this side. It saves vaulting the dress. So you've been specially asked to witness this ceremony, and as marriage is a verbal contract, that's why we call you forward, so you can be sure to hear their words. When you sign the schedule later, that's what you sign to say. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, you are also all witnesses, so do listen carefully as they now exchange these very special words. And so, Scott, we come to the question I warned you about.
Okay.
But I have every confidence you know the correct answer. Scott Anthony Mumford, will you take Gemma Louise Bazone to be your wedded wife, to share your life with her, to love, support and comfort her, whatever the future may bring?
I do.
Lovely. Please say these words. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Scott Anthony Mumford,
to witness that I, Scott Anthony Mumford,
do take thee, Gemma Louise Bazone,
do take thee, Gemma Louise Bazone,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Perfect. So Gemma, your question. Gemma Louise Bazone, will you take Scott Anthony Mumford to be your wedded husband, to share your life with him, to love, support and comfort him, whatever the future may bring?
I do.
Again, say these words to Scott. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Gemma Louise Bazone,
to witness that I, Gemma Louise Bazone,
do take thee, Scott Anthony Mumford,
do take thee, Scott Anthony Mumford,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Fantastic. Did you hear those words okay? Wonderful. That means I don't have to make them do it again. Thank you both. We'll call you back shortly. So just come this way a little bit. So you're actually married now, but we don't. Well, traditionally, the wedding ceremony is marked by the exchange of rings. These rings are a symbol of the unbroken circle of love. They are an outward sign of the lifelong promises that you are making to each other here today. Wear these rings as a reminder of the vows that you are pledging to each other. So I'm rather hoping Ryan's still got those rings. Fantastic. In that case, if you would like to come this way with them, and if you happen to know which box has got which ring in, that would also help. Okay, so if you'd like to open that box first and offer it to Scott. So Scott, if you would now take Gemma's ring, place it onto the tip of her ring finger, just hold it there and say these words to her. Gemma, I give you this ring.
Gemma, I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage.
as a symbol of our marriage.
And as a token of our love.
And as a token of our love.
Okay, pop that ring on very gently. Now, hopefully somewhere not too far away, you've got some additional promises to say.
Is it my promises?
Your promises to Gemma, yes.
Do I just say them?
Just read away.
I promise to love you fiercely when life is light and when it weighs heavy. When laughter comes easy and when you have to fight for it. I vow to be your teammate, your home base and your greatest fan. In every challenge, I'll be by your side. I promise to choose you every day, not out of habit or obligation, but because life makes more sense with you in it. As parents, I promise to grow with you and navigate the chaos and joy hand in hand, and to raise our boy with love, patience, and a sense of wonder. I give you my whole heart, my loyalty, and all the adventures that we haven't yet taken. This is my promise to build a life with you, to stand beside you, and love you with everything that I have.
Oh, well done. Little touch of hay fever there.
Yes, a little bit.
So if you'd now offer the other ring to Gemma, you take Scott's ring. Again, place that on the tip of his ring finger. Just hold it there and say these words to him. Scott, I give you this ring
Scott, I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage
as a symbol of our marriage
and as a token of our love.
and as a token of our love.
Okay, now shove that ring on.
It does fit.
And hopefully we've got some more words.
I don't want to do mine now.
I've got tissues, it's okay.
Oh, thank you. What a shame I can't get in there. I promise to love you fiercely when life is light and when it weighs heavy, when laughter comes easily and when we have to fight for it. I vow to be your teammate, your home base and your greatest fan. In every challenge, I'll be by your side. I promise to choose you every day, not out of habit or obligation, but because my life makes more sense with you in it. As parents, I promise to grow with you, to navigate the chaos and the joy hand in hand, to raise our boy with love, patience and a sense of wonder. I give you my whole heart, my loyalty and all the adventures we haven't yet taken. This is my promise to build a life with you, to stand beside you and to love you with everything I have.
Well done.
It was the Mappy bit that done it.
Well, beautiful words. Well done, both of you. Well, Scott and Gemma, this day will form a milestone in your lives, and we hope you will look back upon it with much love and happiness as the start of a new phase in your lives together, and that your love will deepen and strengthen throughout the years to come. Our families and friends of Scott and Gemma, through the vows that they have made today, they are pledging themselves to each other for the years ahead, believing that whatever life holds for them, they will share through the strength that their marriage will bring. Scott Anthony Mumford and Gemma Louise Bazone, you have now made your declarations of marriage as prescribed by law, and through them you've made a solemn and binding contract with each other, made here in the presence of the registrar, in the presence of your two specially chosen witnesses, but perhaps more especially in the presence of all your families and friends here assembled. And so it gives me the very greatest of pleasure to pronounce you are now lawfully joined together as husband and wife. Think you know what comes next. Oh dear. He'll start expecting more than one a day. All good? Fantastic. Well, may Stella and myself be the very first to offer you congratulations, to wish you an absolutely amazing day today. but more importantly, many happy years together. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving to the official signing of the schedule. At this, I do encourage our photographers just to sort of stroll away, not distract them for a few moments. They need to focus on that document. But if they're anything like the photographers I usually work with, they have a very low boredom threshold. So do keep smiling because they may be taking pictures of you. Right, Scott, first duty as a married man, it won't be the last, is to bring your beautiful wife in that stunning dress, and as you spotted, quite long train,
Yes.
carefully round to sit on one of these chairs. The trick to this, remember it all day, stay in front of the dress.
Yes.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, you can sit back and relax, and I'm sure our wonderful Melissa will be doing some more singing for us. So ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end of our ceremony. But weddings are traditional affairs, so I'll finish with a bit of little extra, slightly modern wedding tradition. Because we always send our bride and groom out this way round. Because as they leave the room, it now means, Gemma, you're closest to Scott's heart. Oh. And his wallet. Well, it's really been a privilege and a pleasure for Stella and myself to be a very small part of your special day. You'll have an amazing time with Casey, Charlotte and the team here. But now I need you to do one final thing, and that is to stand and to make a great deal of noise to welcome the newly married Mr. and Mrs. Mumford.
Settle down with me, cover me up, cuddle me in, lie down with me and hold me in your arms, and your heart's against my chest, lips pressed to my neck. I'm falling for your eyes, but they don't know me yet. And with a feeling I forget, I'm in love now. Kiss me like you wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. This feels like falling in love, falling in love, falling in love. Settle down with me, and I'll be your safety. You'll be my lady. I was made to keep your body warm, but I'm cold as the wind blows, so hold me in your arms. Oh no, my heart's against your chest, your lips pressed to my neck, and I'm falling for your eyes, but they don't know me yet. And with this feeling I'll forget, I'm in love now. Kiss me like you wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. This feels like falling in love, falling in love, falling in love.
noticed you around. I find you very attractive. Would you, I find you very attractive. Would you go to bed with me? I've noticed you around. I find you very attractive. Would you go to bed with me?
You got nothing to do. Oh no. Maybe want to put his glasses on. Yeah, but you might want it.
On behalf of the wedding party, Noel, Helen, Alan, myself, and of course Master Maverick, we would like to welcome you all here today to celebrate the wedding of Gemma Louise and Scott Anthony. Just to put it in perspective. Guys, today it's been emotional for a few of us. So I think while I'm reading this speech, just in case I get a bit emotional, I'm going to put these on.
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah, Papa. Papa.
Okay. Gemma was born on the 30th of March 1995.
Glad you wrote that down.
Our second child, following the birth of Jordan 4 years previous. Gemma was a small baby and weighed in at 6.5 pounds.
What changed?
Known to the family as Minnie. As a youngster, Gemma was a fun-loving girl, always in the spotlight, conjuring up mystery with her brother Jordan. And our best friends, of course, the rest of it. That bond today is carried on, as you can see, right up to the present day. Gemma was never a sporty girl. However, she spent many weekends down Newport Pagnell Football Club, watching her brother play football. It was a very good social for us in the family. All the parents and the children actually turned up to train to watch their kids train. The real reason was they could go in the bar after and get absolutely smashed. And that was the week. We went on a lot of tours around this country, and we also went to Europe. Chloe and Jordan living this dream, and Gemma thought that this was absolutely true. One occasion that sticks out very vividly was a trip to Blackpool, where we took the kids on a tournament to Blackpool. There was 2 teams went, and there must have been a coach over this way. So we departed the hotel. Gemma said, "Can we go on the pleasure beach just one more time?" So I thought that was a good idea. So while everyone else was packing up their bags, coming out of the hotel and jumping on the coach to come home, there's Gemma and I still on the pleasure beach. As we turned the corner on the monorail, we could see everyone looking at their watches, thinking, where are they? So I said to Jen, I think we need to get off now, we've got to go. So Gemma said, oh, I know that, please, one more go. So being the soft person I am, I said, okay then. So we waved them as we went past on another trip down the park. We did eventually get home.
Good.
Gemma attended nursery school from Newport Peckle, Portfield Juniors, and at Louisville Secondary. During that time, she made many friends, who I'm pleased to see here today. We've got Loz, Betty, Sydney, Mia, Nicole, and Ellie. I actually wrote
Lee!
their friendship group at school was absolutely good. I'd often come home from work to find about 10 plus kids in my front room. Half of them I didn't even know. So as I walked in this one particular day, they're all over the place. They're drinking beer. I actually noticed that probably some of them kids were mine. I noticed a new face. I looked out the corner of my eye and there's this little lad. He was about that high.
It's a Scott.
His feet, you might see the shape of his face. His feet didn't even reach the end of the cushion. So as I was walking through to the kitchen to see Helen, I heard this little boy say to Gemma, Gemma, who's that? And I thought, who's that? He's a night suit. He's in the right ear. Do you know what? I never saw him again. At a very early age, I can remember Gemma saying to me, Dad, what is your middle name? And I said, Rupert, darling. It's Rupert. Christopher Rupert Rosano. She said, Dad, that is cool. I'm going to tell all my mates. So next time I saw him, you might have heard a few of them calling it today. Christopher Rupert. So, next time I saw them, they all thought I was cool. This boy's got Rupert as a middle name. Now I'm sorry, I know to disappoint everybody, and it wasn't until Gemma was probably about 14 I came clean and told them my middle name was John. I'm still known by these girls as Rupert. Okay? Wonderful. Gemma is a fond lover of animals. Her work experience took to the equine vet. She also attended the Newport Pagnell Cat Rescue Centre at weekend. And her love for her own cats, Peanut and Peppy, and as we've seen today, Amber, is just immense. She absolutely loves them. She joined a troop called the Wildcat Cheerleaders. They attended fetes and carnivals and went all over the county doing shows. At one point, there must have been nearly 30 of them. They were huge, very successful. Jordan, I used to drag Jordan with me as we went to football with Jordan. And I stopped going on one occasion because Minnie, being the smallest, they decided to see. And one of these moves was walking down the street in the middle of the road, over some tarmac and flying her up like a gymnast. She's doing triple somersaults, backward flips before catching her again. And I'm thinking, wow, I don't need to see this because if they don't catch her, I don't like the sight of blood. So I stopped going. But they became very successful and very well known in the area. The Bazone family have a very, very strong link. With the NHS. Not for the reasons everyone's thinking of, but it was actually my mother, Gemma's grandmother, who unfortunately she never met, my sister, Stephanie. I have nephews and brother-in-laws have all been in this industry, okay? And I can't thank these guys enough because what they do and what they have to put up with is second to none. This is also an interest for Gemma. She applied to become a student out of Bedfordshire University. She did a 3-year course. She worked very hard, and during that course she did some what they call them when you go off and do placements. Well, some of these placements, they just got to me. One of them is King's Hospital, where she attended at Luton. Now, I used to take on several occasions, and the journey was best going. But let me tell you, on the way home, we didn't speak. What goes on in that place, you've got to know, it was hard. Okay? She did a placement in China. Who goes to China for a week placement?
China. Ching Chong.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? No. Why? I had to wear a mask all day. It was foggy. It never light. We never saw any light, and everybody kept talking to me. Well, is that your experience? He said it was an experience, Dad, but not one that I'd like to, go through again. It's a different time as well. They work differently, and it's something that she didn't want to do again. She did her graduation in Luton after the 3 years was up. Sydney came with us, and we had an absolutely wonderful day. Her aunt Steph come, Jordan, Ellen and myself. We were very limited on space. So it was a bit difficult for Gemma to decide who to come, but she chose and off we went. She applied for a post job, where she started her first role in first-time employment. Wow, what a proud moment. Because she qualified, and we were all proud, she said, Dad, can I have a badge vest? Well, for those of you who don't know, a badge vest is a party. This first started when Jordan was 18. He had all his mates round, and some of them we didn't even know. There was beer, there was beer, there was family, and what a day it was. Gemma said, can I have a badge vest for graduation? Yeah, why not? So we set it up, we had all the barbecues out, we had the tents, we had a gazebo, and we invited whoever we could. Unfortunately that day it was raining a bit. But hey, it doesn't matter. We all had a good time. Some of the crowd, including her friends again, and people that she worked with at the King's Hospital. So, I'm looking out, don't know half of these other than friends and family, and I caught one person out the corner of my eye. Now, he'd got a flowery shirt, short sleeve shirt on. He'd got tattoos down here. He'd got one on his neck. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, which department does he work in?
The sexy one, obviously.
Might be a doctor. It could be a surgeon. No, I sussed it. He was a porter. I kept my eye on this fella as he walks around talking to people. And I thought, this guy's quite chatty. When it became my turn, he approached me, put his hand out, and said, hi, my name's Scott. I'm Gemma's boyfriend. Now, you could have knocked me over him better. So, being a polite person, I said, put my hand back out, shook his hand, and said, hi, Scott. gave him the biggest squeeze I could and said, "I am Gemma's dad."
I think I said I know. I think I said I know.
Things move on. And unfortunately, a few weeks later, I did actually take a turn for the worse. I ended up in John Radcliffe Hospital. And one of the first things that I saw when I opened my eyes was this guy. On top of my head, eating my grapes, drinking my Ribena, and I thought, Christ, it's off my inheritance already. Shortly after that, he came up to me and said, "Gemma and I want to save some money. We'd like to move in." At this time, I think Gemma might have stayed in Sydney for a few weeks. Yeah. And I think they have stayed there. Welcome, and decided it's time to come home. So sure enough, a couple of weeks later, Gemma and Scott and half of IKEA moved into a little box room. But it was a pleasure. The reason being, we want to save some money. So I said, "Does that mean we're not getting any rent?" Or what? That was true.
Oh, I paid you.
On Friday nights, when we moved to Toaster,
Every fucking night.
I used to like to drink on the way to work.
Every fucking night.
And for you guys that know Toaster, there's a
Stop
pub
being
there.
rude.
The Peacock is the roughest, dirtiest pub you could ever wish to drink in. My type of pub. All the hermits, all the drug addicts, they were all in there. But you know what? I liked it. Unfortunately, they took to me as well. Like some of the guys on the stand, we took one of the guys with us. His name was PJ. They love PJ. I love PJ.
Consistent.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
can't do this today.
Just doesn't piss.
He's
Hamill.
gone back to the US and he's in Spain. So actually said he'll catch up with you next time. Whilst in the Peacock, I had a phone call. It was Scott. "Hello, mate. I'm going to go and get my hair cut. Are you in the Peacock?" I said, "Yes, I am." So I thought, he said, "I'm coming down for a quick pint." I thought, "I'm buying it." Scott turns up. Friday night, 5 o'clock, told Gemma he's going to go get his hair cut. Friday night's haircut night. He turns up, buying the pint, and all these lads that I just mentioned are in there. He said, "Chris, I want to ask you a favour." I said, "What's that, mate?" He said, "I want to marry Gemma." Well, all these guys with tattoos, Mohicans, all that, it all went quiet. And they're all looking at me for an answer. So I said, "Scott, let me think about it." So we carried on drinking. Aware that he was standing next to me waiting, I could see it in his face. And all the other boys said, well. I said, "Give me a minute. So I said, "Right, lads, I'm going now. I'm off." Four Scots left hanging. And I thought, "No, I can't do this to him." So I went and put the arm around and said, "Mate, of course you can." So this was the start of today. Okay? I did mention earlier about Great Northern Street. And I'm pleased to see we've got Bex, Annie, and Neve with us today. Gemma's always talking a lot about them. Gemma's done a few departments there, but her best department she likes is Panther Ward. She feels happy there, and she does. She loves it. And she's made some lovely friends there.
Terrible
And
boss.
it's,
Yeah, you can go and play.
oh yeah, she said she's
Go
got
and play.
terrible boss.
Mama, are you going to play?
It's a pleasure to be with you guys, and thank you very much for coming. You do wonderful things over the
Go and play. In a little
Another
bit of that.
person that I just would like to mention is Auntie Paula. Auntie Paula is one of Gemma's godmothers, who is here today. To look at her, she looks innocent. And that is very something. They went off to Amsterdam. Took my wife and my daughter. Apart from getting absolutely smashed, they told me they tried them cakes. And the cake, they said, well, this is innocent godmother. Right, you're all wondering why I've got a little bit of glass in front of me. Auntie Steph, who was a big influence with Gemma's work and helped her along the way. When the boys, Jeff, my brother, Jordan, used to come visit, she used to say to us, would you boys like a drink? We looked at each other, because she never drinks alcohol. We thought, blimey, she's got some beers in the fridge for us. So we go running to the fridge, open the fridge, no. Tins. Pink and white striped tins. We can have a toast to Uncle Steph, and if you're wondering what's in that glass, you're about to find out. Let me tell you, you are not at 3 o'clock having a shot in the afternoon. Okay? So I'd like you just to raise those little glasses, no cheating, knock it back in one, and then you know what we had to go through. So here's to Auntie Steph.
Auntie Steph.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sweet, isn't it?
Do you want another one? Right, just before I go, I'm going to leave you with this. At home, in our kitchen, we have a sign on the wall. It reads, our family is just one tent away from the full-blown service. That changed 2 hours ago. We have just gained another tent. And we've also gained a cloud. So we are now a fully grown big top. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Mine's not that good.
Hello, darlings. How are we doing? Enjoying ourselves?
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you're probably wondering why I've gathered you all here today. Well, me and Gemma. Well, I don't really know either, to be fair. Oh, is it on? It is on. Can you hear me? Ah, there we go.
Yeah, that usually helps, doesn't it?
You're probably wondering why we've gathered you all here today. To be fair, I'm not too sure either. So, well, I suppose apart from the obvious, this moment brings a time in every married man's life that he only gets to experience once, and that's to be able to talk for 5 minutes without being interrupted. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say how absolutely stunning my wife looks. To be fair, I thought...
He wrote that yesterday.
I do think she might have been to Turkey, though. I mean, come on. How did you get to Turkey and back that quick? Gemma, you have absolutely taken my breath away today. Although, to be fair, it could be the three-piece suit and the nerves. I'm not too sure. I'd also like to thank everyone who's come here today. Honestly, it means the world to have you all here today. Our favourite people all in one room at the same time, especially since you all had to get dressed up, take annual leave on a Wednesday. We appreciate the effort. So let's start with some well-earned shout-outs. Firstly, I'd like to thank the bridesmaids for being absolute legends. You've been there for Gem, not just for today, but through the whole lead up to the wedding. And he's probably dealt with more panicked text messages than any human possibly should. You all look incredible, although let's be honest, you were never going to look any better than my groomsmen. Speaking of which, my groomsmen, thank you for standing by me, supporting me, and making sure that I made it here today without any visible injuries from my hen do, obviously.
You went to bed early.
That's the energy that we were aiming for. And of course, thank you to both sets of parents, to mum and dad. Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you've done to get me here. Not just talking about the financial support. Although, please don't stop. Your love and guidance has moulded me and shaped me into the man that I was today. Although I'm not too sure if you should be proud of that or not.
I wouldn't be.
To Helen and Chris, thank you for welcoming me into your family with open arms. It can't have been easy when your daughter said, I've met someone on Tinder. And I imagine your first thoughts were, oh great, probably a serial killer. And here we are, and I promise to keep looking after her. I'll do, I promise. And of course, I want to take a moment to remember and raise a glass to those of us that can't be with us today. To people that we hold close in our hearts, whether they are watching from afar or from above. Your presence is missed, but your love is felt more than ever. Today isn't the same without you, but you are a part of the moment all the same. So let's raise a glass to absent friends and loved ones, gone but never forgotten. Absent friends. Now let's talk about how we got it. Gemma and I met the modern way, swiping right. Romance definitely at its finest. Our first date was meant to be a casual meal, and we both thought we'd be home early. Instead, somehow we ended up absolutely smashed. That might have had something to do with the fact that Gemma necked a bottle of wine before I picked her up.
Very out of character.
Anyway, the night went on, and I started to think that, yeah, this might actually be going somewhere. Well, little did I know that Gemma was going to pie me the next day. I know, right? Yeah, she came crawling back a few months later anyway. So, fast forward through the years, I knew I wanted to propose. I decided to do it at the base of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. Well, because if she was going to say no, I'd have chucked her in the fountains. However, she did say yes, and little did we know that little Mavi had already decided to make an appearance. Apparently, he wanted to go for a swim as well. Becoming parents together has been the most incredible and humbling experience. Seeing Gemma become a mother has not only made me love her more, even if she does still refuse to believe that sometimes I just don't hear Mavi cry at night. And now, my wife.
You've been waiting.
Gemma, you are my best friend, my biggest fan. You are strong, you are funny, you are beautiful, fiercely loyal, and somehow you managed to put up with me. Which honestly might be your most impressive quality. I feel unbelievably lucky to call you my wife.
My wife.
And I promise to keep loving you.
My wife.
So let's raise a glass to swiping right and being drunk. Although today we do it in fancier clothes. So my wife, Gemma. Right, who's next?
Bonjour. So, first of all, right, I just wanted to say I never thought that Scott would be sat at the front table with somebody as beautiful as today. So if anybody could raise a glass, please, to Helen. Smash. Gemma, you have been the most nervous about this piece today. You said I was going first so they could do damage control. You failed me. But you have failed to consider that your day would be ruined by marrying Scott. So, Anyway, so me and Scott probably weren't the closest when we were kids, right? So we grew up, we were interested in all sorts of different things at all. But Scott had absolutely no standing in this household at all. He had to get up in the morning, brush his teeth, get dressed, and then he had to catch some bean bags to warm his brain up in the morning. Because he's got dyslexia. Is that all right for you, Mum? Yeah. So every morning.
Yeah,
Do you still do them now?
No.
No. Anyway.
Half of the big ones
So,
have got me.
Me, Sammy and Scott grew up, we had very specific roles within this household. Right? So Scott had the stupid idea. He always had the stupid idea. I was the one that had the intelligence to sort it out. How are we going to get that done? Sammy was the fool guy. Every single time, if anything was going to go down, Sammy was the man. He was taking the hit. Whether it was a laser pen through the window, Dad remembers it very well, or whether it was Sammy waking up in the morning with a half-cooked chicken under his pillow. Right? It was always the same way. Scott had the idea. I sorted it out. Sammy took the fall. It always worked, but we did always get caught as well. Scott became very useful to me when I was about 13 or 14 years old. So Scott's 4 years older than me, so you can kind of work out the timelines on that. Scott got a driving license. He could buy alcohol legally as well. Essentially, it was a disaster from there on in. So Scott, at 15, when I was 15, he taught me how to handbrake turn into a car park space in Audi when I was about 15. So that was the first thing. When I was about 16, Scott spent half of his life hiding me in pub cupboards when the police were knocking on the door at a lock-in. Somehow, we do not look alike at all. But my ID didn't work, but his ID worked for me. And we got caught several times on the way into the chapel using the same name to get in. There is a lot to share. Unfortunately, I haven't background checked everybody. I don't know who works for the police or not. I will hold a focus group outside later. If you would like to join me, it's £5 to enter. Gemma. Hello. It's not that bad, don't we? So the first time we met you, Mum and Dad's anniversary, big family party, everybody's there. We're all having a great time, aren't we? We all looked at you and went, she's just another Tinder girl. Right? Let's face it. Nobody absolutely assumed that you would be where we are today. So what is more surprising is you came to that party at the GF Club, awful venue, but what is more surprising, you stuck around after meeting us all. So fair play to you for that.
Well done, Jack.
What I am most impressed with you, though, is your ability to turn Scott into such an old man in such a short space of time. If there was ever a man that at the end of the night, there would be two blokes still in the kitchen, it'd be me and him stuck together. But in the last 6 months, I've spent several nights with him, and he has been the first man asleep. I'm angry, I'm disappointed, but I'm proud of you at the same time. And as we have all learnt on the stag, anybody that was there, he is the first man to go to bed. So finally, I ain't going to keep you too long. Everybody's hungry. The bar's been shut since we got in here. But there is a long-running joke that we have, Gemma. So Gemma has been known as Uncle Scott's girlfriend, Gemma, for a very long time for now.
Uncle Scott's
She has not earned the auntie status. But what I would like to say now is, since you signed that paper earlier, unfortunately, you have earned the auntie status. So if everybody could please raise a glass to Uncle Scott and Auntie Gemma. Thank you very much, guys. Hello, Wembley.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Let's get pissed.
You already are, aren't you?
Huh?
You already are,
I've been pissed for about an hour. Huh?
but I like the way you don't give a damn. You seem like someone I could pick a fight with and dance all night with. Baby, you like me the way I am. And even though you got bad tattoos and smell like booze, I'm into you. Even though you got an attitude, baby, I'm in love. I'm sad, a little too much, I'm a little bit drunk. Feels like I know you so well. You could be everything that I've been missing. I'm coming out of my shell, and I never do that. How do you do that? It's like I known you my whole life. So what? We're a little drunk. Let's go home together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's go home together.
I'm never that good in a crowded room. But everything stopped when I just saw you. You seem like someone I could be myself with, no defenses. Maybe you like me the way I even though you talk way too fast, I can't stop looking at your eyes. It's done every time you laugh. Baby, I'm in love. I've said a little too much, I'm a little bit drunk. Feels like I know you so well. You could be everything that I've been missing. I'm coming out of my shell, I never do.
Ladies and gentlemen, make a massive amount of noise for your bride and groom, man.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, a smell of wine and cheap perfume.
Perfect. leave the Christmas lights up till January. And this is our place, we make the rules. And there's a dazzling haze, a mysterious way about you, dear. Have I known you 20 seconds or 20 years? Can I go